Welcome back. More on tonight's bombshell report coming from BuzzFeed News. President Trump directed his attorney to lie to Congress about the Moscow Tower project. Quoting again from the report, the special counsel's office learned about Trump's directive for Cohen to lie to Congress through interviews with multiple witnesses from the Trump Organization and internal company emails, text messages, and a cache of other documents. Cohen then acknowledged those instructions during his interviews with that office. A little reaction to this breaking story tonight. Our colleague Chris Hayes tweets, Nixon was literally impeached for this. Our panel is still with us, Phil Rucker, Barbara McQuade, and Emily Jane Fox. Barbara, let me just talk to you about the degree to which what my colleague Stephanie Ruhle calls Donald Trump's TV lawyer, Rudy Giuliani, is employing strategy or a misinformation technique or a PR campaign. Because for all of the stuff that you so clearly described to us as being legal violations, Rudy Giuliani seems to be pursuing a different strategy, if it's a strategy at all.
Yeah, he seems to be beating the drum for whatever message of the day President Trump wants to get out. He's far more PR man than he is lawyer. And I think that this, we've seen these shifting stories of there was no collusion, and then collusion is not a crime. And now I never said that members of the campaign didn't engage in collusion, just that President Trump didn't engage in collusion. And that suggests to me that that's a concession that he would only make if he is concerned that there may be some harmful news coming out about some member of the campaign being involved in what could be characterized as collusion. There's a strategy prosecutors use of sort of defusing the bomb, disclosing it themselves before your opponent can disclose it, so that you can kind of take a little bit of the air out of it.
But is there any legal advantage to that? I mean, in the end, these are legal problems. Does doing that matter if it's not there's no legal strategy behind it?
Only if you know it's not really a legal strategy. It's really more of a persuasion strategy. If you know it's inevitable that this bad fact is going to come out, it is better to control how it comes out. You can dismiss it. You can disparage it. You can make it sound like it's no big deal, so that when the news does come out from your opponent or from the public or for the media, whoever it is, the public shrugs and says, oh, that's old news. We knew all about that. We heard Rudy Giuliani talking about that the other day. So it is a strategy, and it makes me wonder, because he has now shifted the story again, if he doesn't know that there is some harmful information that's coming out. And he may know that by virtue of the joint defense agreement that he has with a number of other people who may have indicated that, guess what Robert Mueller just asked me about? He knows about the collusion with person X. Oh, my gosh, what are we going to do? Let's get out in front of it. So that is a possible strategy that he may be employing there.
Phil Rucker, there are other non-TV lawyers who are working both with the White House and the president who you never hear from.
That's right. There are actually a lot of lawyers. There's one who works very closely with Rudy Giuliani. That is Jay Sekulow. He helps with a lot of the communication strategy and is himself a lawyer. But there are other lawyers who work even more quietly. Emmett Flood has been at the White House now for several months. He's a special counsel in the White House counsel's office, working to protect the president, protect executive privilege, and build out strategies if, in fact, things develop to the point of impeachment proceedings on Capitol Hill. And the new White House counsel has hired 17 attorneys into that counsel's office in the last couple of weeks in order to prepare for the flurry of Democratic investigations into the president's conduct, and expected investigations, rather, into the president's conduct, his finances, and corruption within the administration. So there's a real legal effort. There are other lawyers as well helping the president from a personal standpoint, especially in terms of the engagements back and forth with the special counsel's team.
Emily Jane Fox, we are 3 weeks away from this testimony of Michael Cohen before the House. As you say, we're not going to hear everything. We're going to hear some things. Some of us are wondering what we're going to hear that we didn't already know about from the sentencing hearings and from the government. You've talked to Michael Cohen. How's he feeling heading into this?
I think this is something he has been looking forward to doing for quite some time. There have been many, many months since the FBI executed search warrants on his homes and office in April that he hasn't been able to talk, because he's been participating in these investigations and he was waiting for a judge to come down and sentence him. This is a chance for him to get up in front of the entire country and the entire world, rather, and say what he knows about very specific things that are related to the president and to clear his conscience in some way. But I will say his changing his thinking changed over the weekend when the president called into Fox News and told Judge Jeanine to look into Michael Cohen's father-in-law. At that point, I think his concern shifted to what am I going to say and how am I going to say it and how many people are going to watch this,
Right.
to what is this man capable of and who is he going to go after, and is my family going to be safe if I do go and testify, and what are they going to do to protect me and my family to make sure that the most powerful man in the world isn't going to go after other members of my
Right.
family or keep going after me if I do in fact plan to
Actually, he could. He's
testify.
also annoying the other most powerful man in the world, Vladimir Putin, with this stuff, who probably
exactly
doesn't
right.
want all this out there.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.